He'll drop from the rafters with a baseball bat. Fucking teach us all a lesson.
Looking in your bedroom mirror.
You.
I was in Dune.
Yeah. I'll kill him. I'll kill him. Silence.
Oh yeah, the first thing.
Abomination.
Have you seen Dune 2 yet?
No, I want to.
No. Oh, was that a quote from Dune?
I might go
2?
tomorrow. Yeah.
It was in Dune 1 too. It was in the original Dune. It was in the original Dune in the 80s.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He yells at the witch and she goes, "Oh, abomination.
Fight.
Abomination."
Oh, speaking of abominations,
This is going to be a 20-minute episode, right?
No,
Yeah, we're going to go a full hour. We're going to go a full hour with it.
15-minute special.
Finally doing a good movie.
Yeah, we picked a good one this time. So today's episode, well, first of all, this is what do we call it? Feature presentation.
What do we call it?
What do we call this shit show?
Who are you guys?
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll start it over one more time.
You okay there, Tinky?
From the top.
Get it up.
From
You
the
got
top.
it. You okay?
Yeah, Tiki's with us.
Tinky. Come on, Tinky.
Anyway, welcome on into feature presentations. Today's show is Leprechaun. It's currently streaming for free if you got the subscription. So it's not really free for Peacock, Fubo TV, Sling TV, and Hulu. And you can rent it anywhere you can rent videos online.
Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
$0.99.
7 million seeds on Pirate Bay. Everybody wants.
Or go to your local Blockbuster, go to horror comedy, and you'll see it right there.
Now, speaking of horror comedy, was that a genre back then? Or was it just
I don't know. It
classified
should have
as
been.
horror? It's 1993.
I don't even think that they were originally intending for it to like be a comedy. Like I really thought that they had a scary idea, and it just
Really
wasn't. I don't know that it was supposed to be funny.
Well, I guess we'll find out
Leprechaun
today.
was supposed to have charisma, I think.
Yeah, you're supposed to like him.
Yeah, we'll find out today because your feature presentation on Leprechaun. I forgot to add that to the thing. So, anyway, who picked this? Who picked Leprechaun?
There he is.
'Twas I.
It was
the one?
you.
Who's the blame for this?
All right, so we'll start off with you, man. Like, what made you want to pick this movie? Do you remember it from your childhood, or what's going on?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this was a staple in the Harvey household growing up, watching Leprechaun near St. Patrick's Day. And, dude, I remember it being shockingly scary as a kid, but watching it now, I'm just like, man, no wonder my dad would never stay in the room to watch this movie. Because it was just, it's unbearable. It's sometimes.
You thought he was afraid of it, but it turned out it just sucked.
Annoyed.
Yeah.
I was annoyed by this.
It was one of the few movies that I ever remember watching where like a kid actually gets attacked. Like usually it's just adolescents or adults usually get it. Leprechaun, man, it took no prisoners. So
Child's play.
You were not safe at any point. But yeah, I love this movie growing up. I watched it now. Feels more slapstick than anything, but I still like it.
Yeah, today it holds up as a slapstick, kind of make fun of it. This is the only version of this movie I've watched. I know there's like, seven Leprechauns? There's a bunch.
You gotta see Back to the Hood. What's it called? Back to the Hood?
Yeah.
Leprechaun 4 or something like that.
3. Is it 3?
Is it 3? It's 3 or 4.
3's Back
but
to the
it's
Hood.
But it's great. You gotta watch that one.
Right.
If you liked this, you'll like it too. Man.
If you watch it on Peacock and you fall asleep, you'll probably wake up to it because it wants you to watch every single Leprechaun.
It'll be playing that.
Peacock has them all, right?
Yeah, it doesn't ask you if you want to watch the next one. It just starts playing it.
It starts going. It sent me an email later. It's like, hey, how come you're not watching Leprechaun 2?
We'll auto-subscribe you.
All right. All right, Evan. So, what all do you remember of this movie as a kid? Or you just told it?
This movie, man, I also, same way, fucking loved it. I was a huge fan of this when I was a kid. The thing that's always stuck with me, and as soon as he pitched doing this one last time we did this, I immediately remembered the pogo stick scene. That has always been in my brain because when I was a kid, it scared the absolute shit out of me.
Nice.
But also, another memory that was dug up from this, another thing that scared the hell out of me, not so much the leprechaun murders and everything, but the really negative Irish stereotypes that just run all the way through this movie. Got Irish in my
At the
blood.
beginning.
Yeah, the first 3 people you see in this movie are the worst Irish stereotypes that have ever existed. It's a leprechaun first, then you see a fucking mean old drunk idiot and his put upon wife that he's probably beating. And it's just that's not how I like to think about the Emerald Isle, you know?
A bottle of Jameson.
So you're saying it's racist?
Yeah, it's racist against it's the most racist movie there ever was.
There you go.
Leprechaun 1.
Next week, Blackula.
All right, Coach.
I didn't see this when I was a kid growing up. This was my first. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this was my first
You didn't
time
grow
watching.
up in the Emerald Isle.
You should have
didn't
spoke
grow up
up.
in the-
You gotta give us your rundown of predict the movie.
It's pretty long. I have it right here, but mine was pretty much what I thought it was going to be. I got pretty damn close. Like I texted to y'all because it was pretty long.
Yeah, we didn't read that.
And yeah, no, I don't think y'all, and nor should you.
Pretty sure I've got your number blocked.
But it was pretty much like how I thought it would go. They took place in the past, not as far into the past as I thought, and then they fast forward to the future. But yeah, it was a lot more slapsticky. I'm sure if I saw it when I was a kid, I would have loved it. So before I put Mark to sleep, I don't want to go on anymore about what I thought. I'll give you my thoughts about the movie. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, give us
Say something funny.
Give us like two. Give us
I
two
think-
little points from your prediction that either came true or didn't.
It's about
One of
having to
each.
get his gold. Having to get his gold. That was pretty
Nailed
much
that one.
Nailed that one. I knew Jennifer Aniston was in it, so I kind of took some part of that. She was like related to the guy that wronged the leprechaun in the past. Just
Was
kinda,
she?
mine was more of a mix of Nightmare on Elm Street and like the movie I actually saw.
Yeah.
Good.
I have a
Interesting.
question. Is anybody surprised that Jennifer Aniston still had a career or the career that she had after this movie?
It's unbelievable, to be
Launchpad.
honest with you.
Launchpad.
Launched her
Is-
into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody else in this movie really ever did anything except for the guy that was also in Pee-wee.
What are you talking about? The Leprechaun was
Yeah.
fucking R2D2.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Willow.
Sure.
Fucking.
Other than the leprechaun, because there's only there's only two little people that are allowed to act at any given time throughout history, and he was one of them.
I was gonna say this movie's like a who's who of D-list celebrities of the day.
He had the little weird kid that shows up in all these
Yeah.
90s movies with the terrible haircut.
Yeah,
Always
where are
looks
they
like
now?
that.
I recognized him. I
Zach
recognized
Morris's
Ozzy.
dad.
Zach Morris's dad. That's
Zach
who that
Morris's
was.
dad,
Okay, yeah. I knew I recognized him too. But he was in the movie for like 7 minutes. What was that all about?
Oh yeah, her
The whole-
dad.
Yeah, her dad.
Yeah.
You never
whole
saw
movie.
him after he went into the hospital.
I forgot
When-
that the entire
yeah.
movie takes place over the course of a single day. I had completely forgotten that. It's a big day, man.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
a lot happened.
Yeah.
Happened.
Yeah.
I recognize the other dude from a little classic called Summer School. He was in that movie. I recognize
That's a
him from that.
great movie.
Yeah, Summer School with Mark
Mark Harmon.
Mark Harmon, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a pretty good one.
But he was the kid who wouldn't stay awake because he was
he was a stripper at night.
he was a stripper at night. So
He
male
probably went
stripper,
back
yeah.
to stripping after this movie.
after
too.
this movie, yeah.
He had no other choice.
But definitely, other than Jennifer Aniston, this is a really good Where Are They Now kind of movie. It'd be interesting to find out, especially the Pee Wee Herman kid, Bully,
Right.
from in this
My-
movie. I was like,
He also
Where is
played
he?
Gacy, like John Wayne Gacy in a movie.
Oh, okay.
oh, wow.
Kind of looks like John Wayne
He
Gacy.
does kind of look like John
Yeah.
Wayne.
But
Gacy.
it is
Yeah,
that
those
they did do that, like when this movie came out, Jennifer Aniston was nobody, and then Friends started like a year or two later, and they re-released all the VHSs and like had redesigned the boxes so that it was mostly her face
Yeah.
on the box. That was a big
Yeah.
selling point on this movie for a while. Is that
I was
Rachel.
wondering why when I went to go look up some like posters for this movie, there was all these like really bad slapper
Yeah.
on top of everything, kind of.
It's kind of like the opposite of the time Angelina Jolie got famous and then completely erased her nude scenes from the movie Hackers. But
Nothing
the
like that.
opposite of
is that what happened in Swamp Thing too? With Adrian
The
Barbeau.
opposite.
The opposite.
Y'all watched the wrong movie on that one. I don't know. I
Yes.
can't help you on that, guys.
I actually saw this being referenced in a movie that I grew up watching, which was Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would do that. I'm the leprechaun.
Yeah, yeah.
They did that. So I was like,
I never
well, what is he
picked that
talking
up.
about? What is he talking about? So,
When they're in the room and shit,
yeah.
acting
And-
dumb.
Yeah, Dana Carvey's like, leprechaun, man, no, don't come here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
so-
picked up on the fact that Wayne and
Yeah.
Garth were big
Yeah, it's
Leprechaun
Wayne and- yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
Who was
You know,
it?
Mike
The
Myers.
movie
is-
defined.
Mike Myers' Irish accent. Yeah, he can do that.
Ahead of
Irish
his
accent.
time.
Yeah, or
This movie
Scottish.
defined the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
It was pop
re-
culture, for real.
Real quick, Mark, what do you remember of this as your childhood? Your big.
Just a little campy little guy. I equated him to Chucky.
Yeah.
Just something low to the ground and scary.
And then the big guy
Kinda
was
like-
dressed up like Chucky. Basically wearing a Chucky
Basically.
outfit the entire movie.
Ozzy?
Pretty much, yeah.
How can we show that this guy's dumb?
It's like this ominous fear thing that just kind of could pop out around your ankles anytime. I don't know.
Yeah.
That and Warwick Davis probably was not even old enough to drink when he made this movie. I'm just saying. He was born like, what, 1970 something? 80?
Mhm.
It's like 12.
Yeah, he's like 12.
You think he was young doing this movie?
Child exploitation. I
I
don't
feel
know.
like-
I want to think that.
I mean, while he does have pretty
Totally.
good acting chops, I feel like the main reason he got to be the character is because he's very mobile compared to other people with his problems. You know,
I
they
feel
usually
I
have
think
like
he
leg
would just
problems.
do whatever they told him to. They paid him and he got in the R2D2 can.
Yeah.
Or they paid him and he got into the leprechaun suit. Or they paid him and
They put
Really
roller
fall-
skates on him.
yeah, he scared the hell out of Ernest on
I
Halloween.
need money
don't
and I'm
know.
tired of bagging
We
groceries.
go down a pretty long list for what suits I'd get in for some cash.
I know, right? the shit I do, I wake up in the morning, I
Some
go
real
do things,
fluffy
the
ones.
things I do for money.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Damn.
that's all I gotta say about that.
Next question, please.
Gotta pay them bills. All
Yeah.
right, well, let's get into it. Favorite, Mark, favorite moment in this entire movie.
Well, I mean,
Can only pick one.
the first, all right, him walking down the stairs and the rainbow is shining into his pot of gold and he's counting his money or whatever, and then he pops out of the damn suitcase and kills the old lady.
So the first 10
the
minutes.
intro, yeah, yeah, pretty much. I mean, you know, like they're built. I don't know. It's just he's building a character.
Dude, the kid's voice in that scene is still creepy. Like when I hear that and I watch it,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like this. I wanna come-
It's like Indiana Jones walking out of the jungle. You don't really see him. It builds mystery. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, when I saw that part of the scene, the voice was just kind of it threw me off. I was just kind of not in a bad way or anything, but just in a what the fuck's going on here? You know, like we just decided he's going to mimic voices like the Terminator. He has his own little Terminator scene on the phone call. But I never knew that about leprechauns. I didn't know they did that.
I didn't know they were so
magical
powerful.
powers.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Magic.
I knew they had magic. And me Lucky Charms.
Hell of an impressionist.
All right, Coach.
I guess a part that wasn't expecting is when he goes into the barn and then he busts out of the barn with like little, like,
tricycle.
like, not the tricycle, but like the little go-kart with like a pitchfork on the end of it, like the little Mad Max, like a little Mad Max, like vehicle that he'd been working on, I guess, the whole time.
That's kind of like the thing, man. Like, where did all these vehicles come from? It's kind of a question everything moment of this.
Yeah.
But like, where did he get that yellow truck he was zipping around in? Where did
From the
that
shop?
shit come from?
It was at that shop owner. I don't know what that guy sold, but
He got it from the pawn
anything.
shop.
Yeah,
It's
the
one of
pawn
those.
shop.
He had a top-notch go-kart in there, I can tell you that.
Yeah. He grabbed that
I
sucker
would have used
up.
that on Mario Kart.
I mean, that dude. This movie kind of just went anywhere and everywhere with what they
It
wanted
went
to-
off the rails quick.
Yeah, what can we fit our leprechaun in? Because we're not
Yeah,
going to make a
basically.
story.
See, what would be believable?
Yeah.
Go-kart.
It was a cork board with index cards and different scenarios, and then throwing darts at it
Here you
and
go.
hitting every single thing they could think of.
Here's
Roller
a fun-
skates, boom.
Fun little game for you. What do you think the budget of this movie was? I just looked it up.
Ooh.
$183.
I would venture just under 100,000.
I was going to say $250,000.
Quarter mil?
I'm gonna
Coach?
say what, 92,
93.
93? 700,000. Good. No.
Coach is the closest at roughly $1 million on this.
I was gonna say about
$1 million?
$1 million
Movies co-
90s
yeah,
dollars.
movies co-
That's
yeah.
like
Yeah, that
That's
costs
like
a lot
7
of money,
billion.
but this is a glorified student film
Yeah,
level
they had-
quality.
Rocky was like 90 grand, right?
yeah. They had
They
three
had- no,
locations.
his was in $1 million. It was like
I
one
thought it
point
was like
something.
something real.
Well, think about you got to pay the cast, you got to pay like lighting and location and stuff like that.
Production
But you-
costs money.
Yeah.
Production costs money, man.
I thought it was a little
So,
more
yeah.
shoestring than that. But I guess Warwick came at a pretty big price because
Warwick,
Aniston wasn't
he
getting that
invented some
money.
stuff.
There was a few fire scenes they had to pay for, man.
Yeah, there's a couple explosions, couple
Yeah, they had
effects.
to build. They had some pretty good special effects for what
Craft
they did.
services.
Yeah.
For not having Jane. Yeah, some
You got to
craft
feed
services.
Ozzy. You got to feed Ozzy.
All right,
Yeah.
Also, The bag
Evan-
of gold probably cost some money too, because it's gold.
Yeah,
in
they
it.
used real
Yeah.
gold in this movie.
Yeah.
Evan, what's your favorite scene or thing that
The
happened?
favorite scene in the movie is probably when Leprechaun gets his hand cut off by the door and the hand starts crawling around. I remember that
Yeah.
creeping me out when I
Nice.
was a kid. Starts doing the Addams Family thing. I appreciated that.
Kind of Evil Dead, circa
Yeah.
Evil Dead type
Yeah.
stuff.
That's like an iconic concept, like the whole
Yeah.
psychosocial concept of your hand getting cut off. Like you think about it, like throughout history, not just
Like,
Film
what is he going to
history.
do? Like,
not
when it
just
doesn't-
film history, but like history
Yeah.
of your hand getting fucking cut off.
Yeah.
Research it. It's
Can you still
insane.
control it, right?
Well,
That's
like all
thought.
sorts of things. You know, like Devon Sawa and Idle Hand,
Classic.
Michael Caine, The Hand.
Adam's Family.
I think it happened in the Bible. Yeah, yeah,
Fucking Jamie Lannister.
Clash
Yeah,
of the
Jay
Titans.
yeah. The Bible.
Hey, let's,
You know.
let's just do this for the rest of the podcast.
Chucky
How many
lost
other-
a hand.
How many
Yeah,
other
Chucky
movies?
too. He lost a
Was
hand
I-
turned
was
into
I-
a knife.
Was I not? Was I seeing things, or was I thinking about Swamp Thing? Did his hand grow back like a little bitty baby hand?
His
And you're
whole damn
stealing my-
arm came
stealing my
out.
shot.
He's-
It fucking root. Yeah, he had a root.
Yeah.
His whole arm came back. Yeah.
Was John Carpenter around for this? Did he do the action scenes?
Just two movies. 2 movies in a row. We've had hands or arms or wrists cut off, and Little baby appendages come back
Appendages
up.
being regrown.
Guess we got to do Alien next, right? 'Cause it kind of has that
Or
same
Deadpool.
deal.
We got to do Deadpool. next.
Deadpool.
Idle hands.
The next movie, you're gonna love it. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later.
Do
Don't
not-
you-
Let's get
Don't
to
hype it up.
PJ.
Don't hype it up, Evan.
Yeah,
I
PJ.
don't want to be let down.
Favorite thing from this movie.
I was gonna say the scene that Shinebox over there took, because like I love it when he's just in the garage just hammering things together and like torches flying. Like, comes out with that, but he took it. I respect it, dude. But the cop scene, I love the cop scene. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, buddy, you're a little old to be out here at night, aren't you?" He's like, "I'm 600 years old." And like, then he just does like the whole face grab, and I was like, "Man, that's kind of scary, man."
I want to hear PJ's Leprechaun voice. I think he got one.
That was the best I could do, man.
That was it.
You're 600 years
Oh,
old.
600 years old. All right. Let's see. My favorite thing from the whole movie was really at the end when they're just like destroying the puppet version of him at the very end.
Yeah.
Like it was like we're gonna
It's
put him
clearly
on.
a puppet.
Yeah, but it looked pretty cool. It's like it built up, it paid off, and they like shot it with a shotgun a bunch of times or something like that. I can't remember.
It's like those wrestling buddies. Remember those back in the day?
Yeah.
I have one of those.
It's like an expensive.
Hang on.
Get it, Evan.
wrestling
Get
buddy.
it. It's like right next to you. Yeah.
Well, he's gonna
It's
go
fucking
get
Diamond Dallas Page and
yeah,
Hulk
but what was
Hogan
it
and
like
Sting.
that Stretch Armstrong wrestling
Yeah,
buddies?
Stretch Armstrong.
All right, while he's doing that, let's.
I want to repick my favorite.
Okay.
I want to pick Jennifer Aniston in her sundress.
Oh yeah.
DDP, baby.
DDP
There you
wrestling
go.
buddies.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
DDP yoga.
What do you think DDP thought when they brought him that doll for the first time? He told
He
me.
didn't
He
give a
said, "I
shit.
want to be rich."
Just staring
Hell
at his
yeah.
face.
Yeah. He thought, give me more cocaine. He thought, I need more cocaine.
There's
for
gonna be
this.
a lot of chihuahuas that are gonna hump my face when.
Yeah.
First thought came in his head. I'm gonna get humped in the face by chihuahuas. All right, so let's get into worst part or thing from the movie. PJ.
Oy.
Worst part.
Yeah, worst. Just got you can only pick one.
I
You can only
can't
pick
think
one.
of a thing.
Dude, I think the
Perfect
Jennifer Aniston's crush or whatever, I think his skills with a shotgun were probably the worst part of this movie. Like,
You stole mine.
if he's carrying a shotgun, he obviously knows how to use it, or you would think that he would. But man, he was not making those shots count. That was probably
Well,
the
yeah,
my
man.
worst
I
part.
was gonna bring that up too. Like at that one point where he's trapped in the fucking bear trap, Jennifer Aniston frees him. And he's like, he's probably over there, and just lets loose every single shell that he has.
Cool.
Just
Let me shoot all
blindly.
these shots real quick.
Yeah,
Like the
I'm gonna get
Predator.
rid of all of my ammo shooting at the same spot.
I was waiting for any one of them, even the dumb guy, to be like, "What are you doing? Stop it! You're running out of ammo." Oh man! All right, Evan, you got to pick a worst thing from this movie.
Okay, this is going to be a little bit of homework for you, Miles, because I don't know if we'll be able to do this, but it would be very helpful if you could play this little section after I say this. Just let everybody hear it themselves. The worst part in this movie is when you first see the sheriff. He gets the phone call from Ozzy, and Ozzy says, "Oh, a leprechaun attack, whatever." And then the one guy explains to the other sheriff. He says, "The leprechaun attack. Ozzy called about a leprechaun attack." The sheriff says something, and I cannot figure out for the life of me what the fuck this guy says. He goes, "Leprechaun. How's it going?" What did he say? I have no idea what it is. You should play that
Let's
because
slow it down, see if we can figure it out.
leprechauns, Lasagawaya, and I don't understand what he means. That's the worst part of this movie.
That's a good one.
How many times did you replay it trying to figure it out?
6. 6 times.
Closed caption doesn't work on this, huh?
Fuck captions. I can't read.
Dang. All right, Coach.
Yeah. We're
Gotta
gonna have
pick
to
the worst.
investigate that one. Probably the worst / the funniest part to me
Yeah.
was like when Jennifer Aniston goes to see O'Grady and she's running from the Leprechaun because the Leprechaun like turns around, does the it's all foreshadowed and you see it a mile away.
Yeah.
And then she escapes into the elevator, and then O'Grady just pops out like this, upside down, and then just starts giving her advice while he's like dangling from the roof, like, no, don't help me. I'm just gonna give you, with this last few breaths that I got, I'm gonna hang upside down and just give you a little bit of advice about this.
Give me this little nugget.
Yeah. I ain't got much time while I'm hanging, dying
I
up
would
here.
put
but
that in the good category. I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought it was hilarious, but yeah, I was like, did we not, like, when we were writing this, did we not think maybe put it like a little bit earlier, a little bit later? Like,
Him actually
let him
being
fall all
there.
the way down. Let him fall out.
Yeah, I feel like O'Grady actually being there was an afterthought because this ties into my worst thing is when she goes into O'Grady's room at the old folks' house or crazy house,
Yeah,
and it's clearly not him. They dressed up the Leprechaun as him, and I was just like, why not have the actual O'Grady actor sit there and then reveal it to actually. You can do that. That's an option. But here we go. Like you said, anybody could tell that was not O'Grady sitting there, except for one person.
Because she
Old
dumb.
Tori.
Yeah.
Tori. She's stupid.
Tori, gosh, Tori, come on! I can be in the movie theater with this one, just going, "Damn it, Tori, come on!"
Damn it, Tori.
It's the Leprechaun, you bitch.
Mark, worst. Got to pick the worst thing for you.
It's got to be the acting talent. This is on the cusp. It's on the cusp of porn. Like, I feel like
Those vibes, right?
if this movie didn't do as well as it did, we would see Jennifer Aniston on like X videos or Pornhub or something. She would have been in
Cinemax, for
Friends.
sure.
Why couldn't it have done
you
worse?
wouldn't.
Yeah, it would have been real
Yeah, not
soft.
in Texas, not anymore.
Yeah, she would have been the softcore porn. Yeah. Anyway, the cast, the supporting cast. If Jennifer Aniston had like 1 or 2 more bruises on her legs, it would have been, her star wouldn't have risen as high as it did. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, well,
If
y'all
you
said
know, you count the bruises on her legs.
well, she got scraped. She got
She
scratched.
got a lot of
She's
them.
running
I don't
for her
know.
life from a killing leprechaun.
I don't know if that was the casting
She's
scene
gonna
or
get
the
dinged.
previous scene or
The director just
Whatever.
didn't want to unpretty her face or whatever, so they just left it all for her legs. I don't. Yeah, that's a bizarre one for me.
think
So,
harder. Think harder.
yeah, okay. For what you're saying, okay.
Cough.
Yeah. Good night. But anyway, back to what y'all said. Like, is porn's outlawed in Texas?
Yeah,
Pornhub
apparently
is.
something like that.
Oh, Pornhub.
It's not
Come
outlawed.
on.
You just have to log in.
Yeah, you have to put your. You have to give them your ID.
Yeah, you have,
telling you
you
how-
have to.
Nobody wants
You
to
have
give their
you-
first and last name.
You have to give them
Or
your
how old they
Hotmail.
are.
You have to give them your Hotmail address or something. It's like that all over.
All right.
Fake IDs are on the rise.
Yeah. Got to log in and watch it.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, you just log in like you would log into anything else.
I thought you were trying to build your own country out here, and you're just like, what are y'all doing? Nobody's going to
Terrible.
come to that. All right.
You got to watch Texas porn instead of other porn.
Government approved.
Somebody
Yeah.
kicks in your door. You're like, watching that
State
Canadian
agency.
porn again, I see. Coming with us.
You fucking commie.
Hey.
They're really nice about it.
We don't.
right,
We don't
Bend
do
over,
that down
please.
here in Tejas.
time to get into the fun stuff. Start tearing this story apart and question everything.
How could you, though?
Yeah.
It's just
It's
Bulletproof.
it's
It's
so
almost
strong.
airtight. This is airtight, Miles. What are you talking about?
So strong.
Bulletproof is the leprechaun.
Mark, you get to go first on question
Okay.
things beyond stuffy
Okay.
knees and blowjobs.
Well, okay. Opening scene. The leprechaun takes a 38 special into the chest cavity and just shakes it off and scuttles away.
Mhm.
Magic,
Like,
boy.
he didn't even hurt. There's no blood, nothing. I don't know. I'm just like, is that where we're going? Is he that magical? I don't know.
Yeah.
Power.
there was
Pretty
this,
magical,
four-leaf
dude.
Pretty
clover.
magical.
But,
Can't
yeah.
kill him
600
unless you have
years
a
old.
clover.
Okay. Well, they didn't have 38 special 600 years ago, did they?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably just
I don't know.
had bats and knobs.
History.
Yeah.
It's a history question. It's a different podcast.
Or
If you
swords
had a-
than anything.
Yeah.
Wizard fireballs. I don't know. That's what I question.
Wizard fireballs.
He took a fucking slug to the chest, rolled over,
Dragon
and
slug.
ran off.
Anyway.
Yee.
Like, seriously, was there a character in movies before this guy that was anywhere similar to this?
Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny? Yeah. Daffy Duck, he could take a buckshot for sure.
Yeah, right in
yeah.
the face.
Elmer Fudd lit him up several times.
Spin his beak around. That was it.
Probably
Oh,
Chucky
Yeah.
or Jason. All those.
Well, yeah, now that I think about it,
Slasher
this movie was
people.
made in
The
93.
Predator.
For some reason, I want to put this movie in like 1970 something. Probably because of,
No, not at all.
probably 'cause of the
So
poor
what-
acting and
okay.
stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Here's a question. Everything is, so Tori, when the family gets her and her dad get there and stuff, and she doesn't want to stay and all that, and she just starts slinging money around.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go. It's like just run this little gag into the ground all movie about. I'm gonna call and get a room at a hotel. I'm not staying here. And then she goes out and bumps into that dude, whatever fuck he's doing, just spilling paint thinner.
Spilling paint everywhere.
Yeah,
Losing paint thinner.
Big
yeah.
old
It's just like,
bucket
what
of
are you,
paint thinner.
what are you doing, guy? But anyway, she's gonna buy him off with $25. And then it's like, is
Which in
that?
93 is not a little bit of money.
It's about
pretty solid. I
$4,000
guess-
today.
I mean, yeah, in today's inflation economy, that's like $1,000. But
Yeah.
she just kind of like,
Where did she get her money from? Is that the question?
Oh, you know where she got it from.
well, that gets back to the scuffy knees, I guess. But
They all scuffed up.
no, she was talking up this big deal about just like paying for stuff and all this crap. But is she actually a kid? But since they cast Jennifer Aniston, we think she's older, but she's actually like 14 and thinks $25 can buy the world.
It is pretty unclear how old she's supposed to be because,
Yeah.
like, I guess she would have to be like under 18 to have to go. And I don't know.
We're
I
talking
was
about this
definitely
guy,
under
18.
16, 17, 16,
this guy
17.
owns the paint business, so you got to be at least 18
Yeah. Yeah, he's
There.
the,
But
he's,
her,
he's the
she-
king of paint in this town.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
Now there's further. Yeah, there's further questions. Because if he's clearly 18 because he owns his own business,
Mhm.
and she's clearly
She's a little young.
probably under 16 because she doesn't drive a car or even attempts to drive a car at any point in this movie.
She drives
He's
a Jeep.
He
to-
clearly
She
dropped
drives
out.
a Grady.
He clearly dropped out of high school, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure so did Ozzy.
Yeah, that whole
Ozzy
family
yeah.
did.
Yeah, even that little kid. Even the
Yeah,
little
that whole
kid.
family kid did.
Yeah,
Was
are they
that a
related? Did they ever clarify? Is that how that group came to be? Are they all related? The painters?
Yeah.
I don't
Is
think
the,
Ozzy's related.
is
But
the
They just
fat
found
guy-
him. They just
They
found
found
us.
Ozzy, yeah.
Just like, ah, come on, man.
Yeah.
We
Is
just
the
make
fat
fun
guy
of
in the
we make
birds?
fun of this dude all day. Just hire him.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard for me to think of anything to question about this perfect fucking movie, but I would say the thing that bugged me really is I just feel like this line didn't have to happen. And like at the very beginning of the movie when they introduced Jennifer Aniston and she's like, I got to spend my whole summer in New Mexico with my hick dad. And her dad's like, it's North Dakota. How the fuck do you get those two confused?
Yeah.
At what point? How is that possible?
Oh, why they even have that?
my God.
I don't know. What's the point? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's just to show that
Just
she's
that
dumb.
she's
Is she like
dumb.
stupid? She's just kind of a stupid,
Probably playing that
self-absorbed girl, I
blonde,
guess.
dumb
So
blonde angle.
vapid that, you know.
Goes
She's
into
a
my
spoiled,
theory that
spoiled kid. Yeah.
It also did not look like North Dakota, but that's some
No.
other shit.
yeah. I don't know. I think it was more
Georgia.
problems with the dad instead of her. He was a little off.
Well,
Yeah,
he's got Jennifer Aniston and he's got fucking Zach Morris as his two kids. It's a tough life on an adult. Those are
And he
some
bought
shit-ass kids.
a house off
Did
of
buy that. Why did he-
O'Grady. Yeah.
Why did he buy the house?
That was my question. Everything. Nobody else wanted to buy this house after the events that took place 10 years earlier.
Yeah, also, did like anybody ever question Mr. O'Grady about what happened to his wife?
What happened to his
she,
wife?
she's like just dead as hell in this house.
There's gas all over the bottom.
Your wife's neck's broken.
Yep.
There's gas everywhere.
There's bullet holes all in your floor.
Carol Gaskin. It's like Carol Gaskin. It's just whatever. It's fine.
It's fine,
You
don't
have a
worry.
match
Carol
that was
Gaskin.
clearly lit
Mhm.
next to your hands, but then
Sweating your ass off.
sweating your ass, and you had a stroke.
Empty Jameson bottles all over the fucking
Yeah.
place.
If I'm a detective, True
The real
Detective
question
season 5.
is, how was O'Grady not in prison?
Yeah, that's exactly. He should have been in prison for the attempt for the murder of his wife.
She did.
Not attempted murder.
Or no attempt.
Murder.
She did.
She did.
I can just picture the cops being like on the Simpsons movie, the cops there, and they get there and they're looking around and seeing all this evidence of murder, and they ask him, "She fell down the stairs and broke her neck." See, you got to listen more, Lou.
Case closed. Case closed, Lou.
You got to
So
learn,
you gotta learn how to
people.
listen.
You gotta learn how to listen.
Oh man! All right, PJ, you got to question everything.
Man, I don't know much about leprechaun folklore or like what kills or what helps them. I thought 4-leaf clovers were good for leprechauns.
That is also a question
And-
I have.
Supposedly this was the weapon that killed him. So I just, or he was afraid of them. So like leprechauns are supposed to be lucky, I think. And I don't understand how they.
They just had to, I guess, just think of something, right? Because
Somebody's
there's
gotta stop this thing.
something has to stop it.
You have
What
to
about
have
a
a
4-leaf
silver
clover?
bullet.
I mean, imagine how much cocaine these people were doing when they came up with this movie. They,
I mean, they gave him over $1 million to make a
Yeah.
$100,000 movie.
Yeah.
They definitely
Yeah.
only spent about $400,000 making this.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the rest of that budget went
There's
into
the
cocaine.
budget. Cocaine.
Is that the kid from the Mighty Ducks? The little kid? Is he in the
think
Mighty
so.
Ducks? Or
No.
Little Giants?
He was in Rookie
Might
of
have
the
been
Year.
Little Giants.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year. He's the
No,
kid.
he was
He was
Angels in
one
the
of the-
Outfield,
Rookie of
wasn't
the
it?
Year's friend.
He was one of the friends. He wasn't
Yeah.
the rookie, but
He was the
Yeah.
friend.
It was his
Yeah, he
friend.
was the
They're
friend.
building a boat.
Yeah.
Him and the
Okay.
fat kid. He was,
Yeah.
what's his name? The guy. Was he in the Burbs? The fat guy?
Uh,
neighbor.
I'm not
the
sure.
dumb guy, Ozzy.
Yeah. Maybe not.
No.
He looks like him.
No, the
He's
fat
definitely
guy,
Pee-
Ozzy.
He was in Pee-wee.
Ozzy was in Naked Gun.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was in
he
a
was
bunch of
he was in
Yeah, he
Don't
was
Tell Mom the Babysitter's
That's a
Dead.
great movie.
Yeah. It's Enrico
Wait.
Palazzo.
Enrico Palazzo.
Wait.
God, that's awesome.
The little the son or the younger kid.
The kid
He was
in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's
Rookie of the
Dead.
Year.
He was in Mr. Nanny.
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
and
Is
a
it the
bunch of
Hulk
other
Hogan movie?
Bullshit. Yeah,
Yeah,
the Hulk
Mr.
Hogan
Nanny.
movie.
Yeah.
He's in the back seat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alex. Alex was the kid.
Leprechaun is kind of the outsiders horror version.
That's a great movie too.
Here's a question. Everything is the shop owner. Like, what's up with his clothes? Like nobody in this town can find clothes that actually fit them properly.
Somebody's got to sell used cars in that town.
That's how it looks in the 90s, man. I don't know
That's
if you
how it
remember
look-
that. That's how the people just fucking looked.
Hell, I
Yeah.
thought the shop owner was the same size as the leprechaun the way he was dressed.
Yeah. He did a lot of mumbling to himself too. I didn't enjoy that. He's always kind of he's fiddling with the safe. He's all like, and it was creepy, and I didn't like it.
Like a pervert.
Yeah,
It's pretty amazing that he found that coin so fast in that book, though.
yeah.
Right.
It's,
Well, he's probably thumbed
Before the
through it
internet.
many times. I've seen this engraving before.
I
Right
like
next
how
to
the leprechaun
shamrocks.
in that scene, he's at so many places to hide. But he's like, I'm gonna wait in this safe until he opens it.
yeah.
Then I'm
The
gonna surprise
layout.
him.
The layout of that shop is like, on the outside there's a window and there's a front door, but then all you
Safe's
see
right
is,
by the door.
well, no, all you see is some stairs downwards into a basement. And it's just like, it was hard to get a real lay of the land with
Yeah.
that scene.
Need a blueprint of this shop.
Yeah.
Um,
Was the whole
Em-
store a basement?
yes. I guess it's kind of another question I had is like the leprechaun was real like selective with when he used his magic powers because he was magic enough to like zip into that safe without being seen, but then later he's chasing a cop on foot. Like, what was that about? Why are you running behind the cop? Just zip ahead of him and get him, you fucking jerk.
He's toying with him, man.
I guess.
He needed
I like-
his gold.
I like how the dad almost gets his hand completely ripped off,
Yeah.
and he goes to the hospital in no more than a couple. Because this all took place within what 48 hours, maybe, or
Yeah.
it was like a
A day.
24-hour experience.
It
So
was like a single day, yeah.
the dad's in the hospital, and they go to like a restaurant to go eat. They're like, "Y'all know where Ozzy and the other kid is," and they're arguing over like vegetarian and being like meeting your. You know your dad's in the hospital with like a severed hand, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't think you need to be there? But,
Also, he got his hand bit because he said that the cat sounded like it was hurt, but it didn't. The cat just sounded like a fucking cat.
Cat.
Just leave the cat alone.
dig around in this
Yeah.
fucking ball.
Ugh. What do you think? Don't go
What was
sticking your
that?
hand in weird holes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and don't go around reaching up.
Words to live by.
Never know if it'll bite back.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was that with the leprechaun always wanting to bite people? And like, was he into
Yeah.
eating? Was he cannibalistic?
Hey, they don't really
Or they'll
explain
say
it,
he's
but he
not.
sure did. He did
He
a whole lot
loved
of
gnawing on
biting.
some leg and
Some
hand.
legs and
Well, I mean, if Jennifer Aniston put her leg in your mouth,
Yeah. I'd bite.
yeah.
And then
We're getting back into hurtful Irish stereotypes, though.
yeah. And also, like, his hands. What was the deal with his hands? He put his hand on the cop's face and all of a sudden crushed it, knowing damn well,
Super
like,
strong.
yeah, just,
couldn't fit around that. Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed by the cop death scene because he tortured him for so long just to kind of fall on his
Break his
shoulders and do the whole neck
Yeah.
snap. I was like, could have got a little more creative with that.
Dude, I vaguely recall when I was a kid, I could have sworn that there were like a lot more deaths in that movie because there's really only 3 if you don't count the leprechaun. There's
Yeah.
Miss O'Grady, the cop, and then the pawn store owner.
Pawn store owner.
Mr.
It's
Yeah.
not a high
O'Grady.
body count.
Yeah, Mr.
I guess, yeah, Mr.
But he kind of
O'Grady's
died
the-
on his own. Like, he not, you know, he's
Yeah.
old.
Well, he killed
he,
the-
he put
killed the
himself in
wife.
that
Killed
elevator
the owner's
shaft, I
wife.
tell you.
Could have asked for help, but he had to tell where the 4-leaf clovers were.
The 4-leaf clover.
Stubborn bastard.
That
Stubborn
was my-
bastard. I told him not to.
That was a part of my question. Everything is when she was running from the leprechaun, and then she hops into the cop car, and then she gets shocked that the cop is dead. And there, you didn't see the dead
You
cop.
couldn't see him.
You couldn't see him when you opened the door and see the. before
He
you
got
sat
in.
down.
Yeah.
You didn't
He's
see that
pretty
dead
dead.
cop? He's pretty dead. An eye for an eye. That's a pretty cool scene.
Yeah.
Oh.
She
think
pokes
it's
his
funny.
eye out and then he grabs another new one.
Is that what was going on? I had Mark gave me a phone call and I never rewinded to see what was going. I just saw
That's what
Yeah.
happened.
his eye was
Yeah,
out.
he had two different colored eyes after that.
Jammed a
Yeah.
baton in his eye. And
Jammed a
so
baton
he-
in his eye. Police
Got another
brutality. And then he just takes an eye from the cop and pops it into his like brand new eye now.
Dude, legitimately, you get a nightstick. Leprechaun's coming at you, no powers yet. You
Yeah.
can work that thing, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
If old paint hand can slap him around with the butt of a shotgun with his leg trapped in the thing, and this cop can't even whip him with a club.
Yeah.
I don't know. They
He was a
never
pretty
stuck to
useless
any.
cop.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's pretty dumb. But when they were like running around in the woods, and he kept like running between these trees and stuff, like the leprechaun did, and then the cop was all panicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and he popped up like on his shoulders, and I guess snapped his neck in the most gentle manner with his tiny hands. But when it zooms out, did y'all notice that to make that work, the cop was like actually sitting down on the ground?
he's like,
Oh, yeah.
I guess you could say he like fell down in there or whatever, but it's clearly like, how are we going to get him up here? He's afraid of heights. He's not going to go that high.
Warwick will never go for this.
Warwick's afraid of heights. Anything above 3 feet, he's not going to do it. Oh, Lord. All right. Y'all got any more question? Anything? Not too much to question when there's not much plot.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Can a midget really use a pogo stick? I've never.
I'm definitely thirsty.
That's just the honest.
I'm YouTubing
honest-
this as soon as the show's over.
Yes, I've seen plenty of midgets. I've never seen a dwarf. I've never seen a
Yeah.
dwarf do it.
I love how
until
we
I
were
saw this movie.
pretty politically correct with little person here, little guy, little Marshall said, "Hey, can a midget use a fucking stick?"
There's no. Hang on. There's no animosity. There's no
Yeah.
animus.
I just got a
It's
legit
an honest
question.
it's an honest
Honest
question.
question. I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, we're good at cataloging and
Yeah.
gathering data on things.
That's-
I've yet to see in the breadth and width of the internet a midget on a pogo stick.
I feel like I watched Wee Man from
Like
Jackass
raw
on a
data.
photo stick.
Did
he's
you?
talented.
Well,
He's very
was it
talented.
edited? Well, I mean, was it?
Was it a
CGI?
full size pogo stick?
You got to be a
Like, I wanna-
pretty good athlete to get on a pogo stick.
Here's the
I
thing.
can't do a pogo stick very well.
They're difficult.
Yeah.
All right, so his legs when he's like doing all his the leprechaun's doing his little fancy little footwork kind of stuff, scurrying around and acting like a leprechaun. To me, it looks like they might have, and this might have been where the other $600,000 went in the movie. It looked like he was like
I
lifted
think it
up
went
a
to that
little.
It went to that go kart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
go
go-kart.
goofy ass
They probably
go-kart.
bought like the whole.
The producer of the
Probably had a
go-kart.
stunt double. I'm pretty sure they had a stunt double.
Producer's
On a
still
couple
driving
of
that
those, yeah.
go-kart around in LA right now. It's the only thing he can afford.
But,
You're not gonna work in this town ever again.
live it up while you can, jackass. But to me, it looked like they might have like held him, suspended him a little bit off the ground to do the footwork. That's just my thought on it. But it could just been them magic shoes.
It's the only
One thing
logical
we-
explanation.
shoes.
Yeah, one thing we need to touch on is like, I think what I like most about this movie in all its quirkiness was his unhealthy obsession with shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is that a
Yeah,
a
it's
stereotype
weird.
of
That was very
leprechauns? Do they
weird.
make shoes? Is that something that I've also
Shoemaker's
missed?
believable. I mean, but
Well, he
those
said he was
were
a cobbler.
elves. Those were not leprechauns. Those were elves.
Right. I've never heard the I'm a leprechaun, I make shoes kind of a thing, but
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like
whatever.
they,
Geppetto.
yeah, I feel like they did zero research in making this movie. on Leprechaun.
Yeah,
600
got-
years old, man. I'm sure he picked up a lot of hobbies.
They
They
got
were-
like Keebler
that's true.
elves and Geppetto,
Yeah.
all that mixed up.
The producers of this movie were just doing a bunch of cocaine on the back of a box of Lucky
Oh,
Charms.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's where this movie came from.
Let's put him in an S10, but give it a battery to operate it. Battery operated S10 Chevy S. Oh my gosh. It's just-
Shit.
We got
let's
it.
make something implausible completely more implausible.
Hell yeah.
All right. Speaking of giving stuff, let's give out some awards for this.
Yay.
Ragdoll.
Yeah.
Yay! Finally. All right. First award, Simon Phoenix Award, best one-liner.
Oh, so many.
Yeah,
There's
there's
so
a lot
many
of this,
there.
surprisingly.
Yeah.
Pogo stick line. I don't remember what it was, but it was. I think I wrote it down.
He'll bounce
somewhere.
back.
Yeah.
He'll
No,
bounce
it's-
back after he was done. He said
no,
he'll bounce
it's
back.
once he started jumping on me. He goes, "This old Lep, he played one. He played Pogo on his lawn."
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So I mean,
That's a good one.
The one at the
I'm
very
funny.
end. Hey, Lep, fuck you, Lucky Charms. Like that one.
There you go. That's fine. Yeah, I vote
yeah,
that
I
one.
vote that one.
I vote that one.
Fuck you, Lucky Charms. There's others.
Fuck
A lot
you,
of good
Lucky
ones.
Charms.
That guy's gone with the capital dead. That was real stupid. It made me laugh.
Oh yeah, when the kid's talking about how he put him away with a pistol to his head.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I wrote this one. This is the 90s. Women are treated equal.
That's the dumbest fucking line I've ever heard in my life.
That's at the beginning of the movie.
I'm
That
just kidding.
stood out.
I mean, I meant to actually bring this up earlier too. In regards to that, like that guy had Jennifer Aniston's character figured out right the fuck away.
Right there.
He could make her do whatever he wanted by being like, "Oh, what are you scared?" You know what I mean? He did it like 4 times at the beginning of the movie, but not once did he go, "Oh, were you scared to blow me right now?" Because that would be terrible. You must be afraid of it.
If I could
Could've.
reverse psychology into anything.
You're scared to get naked.
Yeah.
Shit. When you flashing the guns all greased up with toner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greased up with
Greased
what
up
was
with
it?
paint
Yeah,
thinner.
paint thinner. Got
Yeah.
paint thinner running those
Kmart
grooves.
Kevin Bacon.
Blue splashes of paint on their
Yes.
arms.
When I was watching this movie, I was like,
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon would rock this role, but he was like
He
too
would've been good
old
at that
by the
role.
time.
Like
I
you
was
Kevin
like,
Ham.
He was market corrected by Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, they use Marcus corrected. Like,
But that goes
Kmart
back
Kevin
into my
Bacon.
theory that, Jennifer Aniston's actually playing like I want to say 14, 15-year-old girl.
Well,
Could be.
It really
Could
changed
very well
the
be.
dynamic of this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes
It's
it
the
pretty gross.
eyebrows. If she would have got
Oh,
her
yeah, it's real
eyebrows
gross.
done, she would have been an adult.
It was before she got a nose job too. So,
Yeah.
You know.
well,
See, I
But them
thought that.
thighs
They
were
brought that up in
toned.
Friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Next award, the McCaffrey Special, Best Attempt to Get Laid. I want to say Jennifer or Tori bringing lemonade down to the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
It
was
wasn't even lemon colored. It was like red.
Yeah, it was red. Why was it red?
Like cranberry
Kinda lemons.
juice or something.
she got a grapefruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Should
why
know
was
the
that
difference.
guy? Why was that guy acting? They were in the basement. Brings up a question. And everything. They were in the basement. And then he's acting like he's hanging from rafters in an attic and throw some shit on top of her. I didn't see you down
knew.
there.
He knew she
Oh,
was
yeah, I
going to be.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
I don't
Man,
think, was there another attempt outside of that?
I mean, at the beginning, Mr. O'Grady was like, "I got a lot of money. I can fuck my wife right now." But I don't think he did.
Why don't you go make some of that tea? Let's sit down.
We're rich.
We're rich. Let's boom.
That was the move. We just walk in.
I think that was his
We're
move.
rich. All right. The Grandpa Award, Best Last Minute Rescue. What's the
O'Grady.
award?
It's got to be O'Grady saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is how you do it."
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm about to die, but I'm going to lay some
Oh, I
knowledge
need
on you.
Yeah, doesn't really.
Don't mind me.
It wasn't
fell
really
through the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
mind
help me or anything.
Don't mind me dripping on the floor here. Don't slip in my blood on your way out the elevator.
Hey, I'm just over here. But got a little piece of advice.
Blood's really rushing to my head. I can feel this.
If you really want to get rid of this leprechaun, you gotta get a 4-leaf clover. Just get a 4-leaf clover. I cannot stress this enough.
Because the leprechaun's just in that box because the 4-leaf clover's on top of it.
Sitting on the box.
I can't get out of here, man. That 4-leaf clover's right there. It's weighing me down.
At no point a strong gust of wind.
Like 10 years he was in that box down there. A rat never came by and knocked it off. Or anything.
Yeah.
It didn't just disintegrate into nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It didn't. Yeah, it doesn't wither away. And oh my goodness.
What a perfect movie.
Well thought out.
All right, the Dove Award, best stunt.
The escape with the shoes, right?
Yeah.
Is that a stunt or is that?
I kind of like the whack-a-mole scene in the kitchen, like where he's like opening all the cabinets and stuff, and then at one point the leprechaun grabs the dude's dick. grabs his junk. Yeah.
Really, the only stunt I can think of is old Miss O'Grady taking a tumble down the stairs. That's like the closest to a stunt in the movie.
That's a pretty good stunt right there.
We say the stunt had to work out. It's just the stunt in general, right?
Yeah.
Let's give it to Miss O'Grady.
Yeah, you
Miss
go.
O'Grady.
R.I.P. Miss O'Grady. Cheers.
Queen of the stunts.
All right, the Fava Beans Award, the most weird or shocking moment.
All the blue paint.
Yeah. How do they get so much blue paint on their the sides of their arms?
Just their arms.
Just
Nowhere
their
else.
arms. Just
Ozzy, he just gets it.
Ozzy got it on his face or a little
He
bit.
tried
to
to
drink
drink
it.
There for like most
poor
of the movie.
stupid Ozzy.
Now, if the production team really went the extra mile, you would just see more and more blue paint end up on the actors as the movie goes. Just started off a little
Just
smudge
constantly.
on the arm, and then it just gets to where this blue man group running around.
The amount of blue paint is just ridiculous. I don't know.
Blue paint.
Most weird.
Dude,
that's
Ozzy,
not-
he's like, oh, when we see if it's really gold, he tries to bite the coin and just swallows it.
Swallows a coin.
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible?
It was also it was kind of fucked up that the kid was like, "Hey Ozzy, now we can get a fucking surgery to make your brain good, you fucking idiot." You know,
That was
Gonna make you smarter.
yeah.
I wanted to say, like, the whole time I'm watching this movie, I kept waiting for it to pop up that he was playing a joke on him the whole time, that he didn't need an operation.
Like, like it was going to be like Usual Suspects. Like, he's just going to be, I'm actually a doctor. I just
I'm not really.
Not Ozzy. The little kid telling him he needs the operation. Turns out there's no need for an operation. He's just a dummy.
But big stupid idiot.
Yeah.
Suck it.
You're the town idiot.
I kept
Ozzy.
waiting for that moment. Like, I was just kidding about that operation. Kind of like but it was very much a Walker says I have AIDS kind of moment.
Greatest moment in television.
Damn.
I mean, it was on level of that. It's like, now that we got money, we can fix you with the operation. I was like, what the fuck?
You mean I ain't got to work at Three Guys That Paint anymore?
Well, no, you still gotta do that.
You still got to work there.
Yeah, you still gotta work there. No.
All right, the JP
Damn.
Nose Job Award, Best Practical Effect or Costume.
The Leprechaun.
Gotta go with Warwick.
He was outstanding. It's the best part of the movie. It's
Yeah.
the way that he looked.
That's probably where most of the budget went to is his makeup.
His
'cause
makeup.
That was
Especially at the end. At the end, when they shoot the 4-leaf clover down his throat and he's all like melting and shit, that was cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. special
that
effect.
was like some Gremlin style.
He falls into this well, and you're telling me he crawls all the way back up.
All the way back up.
For
Just
one
be like,
last square, one last
want my
scare.
gold.
And then he doesn't even die at the end. He
He
just
doesn't
starts.
die.
He starts rambling about like, oh, I'm going to be back and I'm going to do this and that. And I was like,
So they
shut
made a
up.
second one of these?
Bro, there's
They
like
made a
5.
bunch.
Yeah,
I don't know
there's
how many
five.
they made, but there's enough.
You don't
So
know.
like,
Yeah.
I wonder at what point the directors are like, we need a little twist at the end here because we're gonna make more of these. We have a winner on our hands.
Rewrite it. There's a cash cow we got to fucking milk.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why it was a voiceover of him rambling because they're like, dude, this is going to be fantastic. We're going to make a whole franchise.
He can't
There
die.
are-
You got to bring him back.
There are 7 Leprechaun.
Oh my
movies.
God, really?
Is Warwick
Man.
The most
Leprechaun?
recent,
The Fast
Is
and
it-
the Furious of horror movies.
the most recent one was from 2014.
Wow.
Was-
Yeah.
They were
was
making
Warwick
these movies
Davis
10
in it?
years ago.
Yeah.
And then recent one, I don't know.
Yeah, like
let's
if
see.
he's done it the whole time, that's amazing that he's
No,
carried on.
it's
Depending on how
Horn-
many seasons we get of this, we might
it's
get involved.
Hornswoggle. Do you guys know who Hornswoggle is?
No, is that
Who's,
like Wee Man?
He was a professional wrestler, the WWE. It's
Was he
Hornswoggle
Dink?
in the most
Oh,
recent.
wow.
Was he Dink?
Dink, little Dink, Dink Jr. No, Doink.
Doink the
Yeah, it
Clown.
was Doink,
Doink
and
was the
Dink.
big clown. The Dink was
And
the little
Dink
one.
was
was
the
the
little
little
one. That's right. Yeah, fucking Dink.
I have no idea how I remember that just now.
Oh yeah.
Gold dust. Stray dust. Shout out to hashtag Trey Dust. Follow us at hashtag Trey Dust.
All right,
Also, to clarify, Leprechaun in the Hood was the 5th one, and the
Oh
6th
my
one
gosh.
was Leprechaun Back to the Hood. So they made 2 of those movies. Hell
Which
yeah.
one? Which one does he rap in? Is that the second one?
Probably.
Sorry.
he raps in the second one too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I haven't
Okay.
actually watched it, but it popped on when I woke up on Peacock. I was just like, what am I watching?
You just
I
had a
watched a
loop of Leprechaun movies.
Yeah, I
for
just went right into Leprechaun 2, and he was like doing this rap and possessing hot chicks at a bar.
I could
Yep.
be wrong, but I don't think the second Leprechaun's on Peacock. I think it's just 1, and then it goes straight to 3.
Went
For
straight to
whatever
No,
reason.
good.
2's on Peacock.
2
Two
must be
is-
the good one then.
Yeah.
There's
I'll let
boobs
you
in
watch
one
it.
of them. I know there's boobs in one of them.
It's gotta be.
Leprechaun 4 is Leprechaun in Space.
Oh hell yeah!
Nice.
You gotta check
It
that
looks
one
like
out.
they're all on Peacock, which is sick.
I got to get through all of them before they remove them.
Yeah, every one of them's
Alright.
on Peacock. That's
Is
killer.
is there anything award worthy to like enshrine Leprechaun into our list of awards?
About the Jennifer Aniston "What Are They Doing Here" award. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, okay.
for somebody that you just wouldn't expect to see in a movie like we watched.
before they became big,
High
before they grew
caliber.
Something like
yeah,
that.
I like that.
Probably
Yeah, I
wouldn't
like
fit
that.
for every movie, but
Royalty.
it'll work.
Before
If
they
they
were
do it.
stars.
Okay, we'll call it the Jennifer Aniston Award.
Yeah.
She'll like that.
So we're just gonna have to find background characters of movies going forward turned into
Yeah.
No, if they
Holy
pop
shit,
up, they pop
Anthony
up.
Hopkins is a waiter.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up with some ratings. Or yeah, let's rate this thing. How many?
How many clovers?
Yeah, how many
There
four-leaf
it is.
clovers we giving this?
PJ, you go first.
Yeah,
Dude,
PJ
solid.
first.
Solid 3. Absolutely, 3 out of 5.
I believe that. I'm on the same. I almost wanted to give it a 2, but Jennifer Aniston is still fucking hot, so that knocked it up at least 1 point. 3 points for me.
She's got thigh makeup on. Saying.
Don't see
There's
that. every day.
makeup
That's
on
going
her
extra mile.
thighs.
We're gonna make her very uncomfortable if she ever listens to this episode.
I'm sending it to her as soon as it's up.
Jennifer. Jennifer. Aniston.
All right, Coach. How many? I should have said Lucky Charms. We giving this thing.
Lucky Charms. I wrote it. Give it a 1.
A 1.
You gave it a 1?
Harsh.
Brutal.
I'm
Harsh,
sorry.
No,
I just wasn't into it.
I really wasn't. Maybe if I saw it as a kid,
Yeah.
I would have had the nostalgia factor would have crept in there. But yeah, seeing that as a grown ass man. Yeah.
The whole time, this is ridiculous.
There was at least 3 or 4 times where I was like, how much is this movie? How much more of this movie do I got? How many fucking minutes does this guy left?
I see no scenario they're able to kill this thing.
Where is this going?
Tiki just sitting there, no emotion on his face. I'm just a grown ass man.
Grown ass man watching this movie.
No smile, no frown.
I will say that they stuck the landing at the end.
Yeah.
The ending was better, but like, yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
Did they ever get up high? No, they didn't. But they stuck the landing.
Kept it
That's why
short.
it's not 0.
It's a full somersault of a movie.
They did a Warwick Davis somersault. And they landed.
Oh man! All right, Mark. How many Lucky Charms you giving this thing?
I'm gonna give it a soft 2.
Just soft.
If Jennifer
Soft.
Aniston would have shown a nipple, this would have been on HBO about 11:30 at night.
Hell yeah.
Back when HBO was not, back before, the world went to shit and
they took away Skinamax.
They got rid of Cinemax.
Skinner
I'm
Max.
surprised there wasn't any just
This would have came on
boobage.
after Cat House. Yeah.
Wasn't in the budget, man.
They got
Wasn't
it. They
in
got
the
it right.
budget.
And one of the other ones, there's boobs in them. At least one. I don't know which one though.
Second one. I'm almost positive it's the second.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Sure,
it
it's
the
everyone
dong
after
budget?
this one? Yeah.
The dong budget.
The dong budget was short on this one.
Mm.
Oh man.
What you got, Moss?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2. I can't go so far as a 1 because it's fun to laugh about it and all that. So
Yeah.
it wasn't.
If the boom mic would have fell in the shot, would it have been a 1?
It would have been 1.5. Yeah.
1.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's half a star off right
They
there.
were at least professional.
3 3/4
Just
stars.
for
Very,
production
very
value.
clearly, only me and PJ have any taste in this entire group.
I feel like my 3's way too high now.
No, I
I'm
don't.
not going
No.
back. Sticking with it.
Yeah. Stick
We
with it.
finished.
Stick
Where
with
do
your
they
guns.
keep getting all these fucking go kart things?
Yeah, it's magic.
Who builds these for him?
Leprechaun magic, and we
Okay.
finished with an average of 2.2. In case anybody's keeping score, 2.
Is
Dude,
that
honestly,
closely
that is
to our
on par.
lowest?
Hang on,
That's on
wait.
par with
Yes.
Rotten Tomatoes. I think he got a 26 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice.
What did what Swamp Thing weigh in at
I don't remember what we gave Swamp
last-
Thing.
last week?
It
We
might
should be
have
keeping
squeaked
track
out.
of this.
Yeah.
I
It might have
felt
squeaked
so
it
bad
out.
for Mark's pick. I had to find a worse movie.
No.
I'm going with a great one.
All
Listen to
right.
your heart.
Before we get into the next movie, is there any one last thing to say about this movie?
Give it a watch, man. Give it
Give
a
it a
watch.
Check it out. I agree with Mark that Jennifer Aniston should have gotten a little bit naked.
Yeah,
little
she's
bit.
got
Her dress a
she's
little
got a
skimpy, huh?
fucking tight body, dude. Young. Sorry.
Oh man! All right, yeah. There's nothing to really add to this one.
It's saving grace. I mean, shit.
Yeah,
it's a horrible
she did.
movie.
This movie would have
It's-
gone nowhere.
We said it
Yeah.
all, man. We said it all.
It's campy. It has a porno level Kevin Bacon as the leading man. Stars somebody from Friends.
Yep.
It's okay. All right, Evan. What are we watching next time on feature presentations?
Oh boy. So this is like, I'm excited for this. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's technically my first pick because last time we did Face Off and that one's not showing up. Anyway, here you go.
Aw.
Here's the description. There's something very strange happening in this small desert town of Perfection, Nevada. There's a seismologist who keeps getting all these weird readings from the ground.
Okay.
And as that's happening, people are disappearing left and right. It's like
Say
they're
no
being
more.
sucked into the very earth itself. Will they figure out what's going on or not?
Oh. 6 ways from Kevin Bacon.
My
Oh,
only
yeah.
question is which one?
The first one.
The best
Are they
one.
getting
The
ate
best
up
one.
by some Some Tremors.
Some
No,
graboids. Yeah, boy.
Some
Graboids. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yes.
Evan's
Nice
getting us
trimmers.
back on track.
Grab
There you
one.
go.
I watch this movie like every day, so
This movie's awesome. It's so good. It's got the dad from Family Ties in it.
this next Monday, man. I'm ready for this one.
I can do it right now. I know.
I'm ready.
I can do the one-liners right now if you want.
Oh
We just
man!
run it back right now. Let's go.
Roll on.
I'm
All
hyped.
right, well, join us next episode as we've gone from shitty porno Kevin Bacon to the real thing.
The real deal, baby. And Reba
Yeah.
McEntire.
There
Yeah,
you
with
go.
with a slice of Reba and a full
Peace
helping
out.
of Fred Ward. Let's go.
Tell me that doesn't look like a dick.
Not
It
my
doesn't look
dick.
like my dick.
Not my dick. I don't know.
like two dicks.
Why is it?
Are you
The
Catholic?
dick
What are you-
budget on trimmers is probably a little higher than.
I bet it's much higher than this one.
Yeah. Golly. All right. Well,
Dude,
it
I
was
haven't
fun.
seen this movie in years.
What?
Wow.
What? Are you serious?
Enjoy.
Well, I've seen it. I haven't seen it in years.
No, that's what.
Enjoy.
That's my
Yeah.
shocker. Not that you haven't seen it. That
Oh.
you haven't seen it in years.
All
When I
of them
just
kind
told
of-
you, I watch this thing like
You
every
don't
day.
have TNT.